Hello, so today you're going to get to meet my 6-year-old son. He's almost 7. Actually, by the time you see this video, he will be 7. But today he's 6. He's still 6, still my baby. But today I am going to show you how to find the reading level, the instructional level of your students using the QRI 7. So the QRI 7 has a lot of different types of assessments, and there's a lot of different information that you can get from a student. However, we are only going to be focusing on their fluency levels and their comprehension levels. So when you're giving the QRI or any other type of assessment that requires you to find their reading level, you need to be aware that a lot of times students can read narrative text and comprehend narrative text a lot better than they can comprehend the expository text. So the QRI 7 gives you both types of texts. And so you might want to find their independent level, or excuse me, their instructional level for both the narrative and expository. And that way, if you see, hey, they're at the 3rd grade level, instructional level reading narrative, but they're only 1st grade level reading expository, well, maybe one thing that you can do as a teacher is give them more expository text to read, as well as strategies to understand those expository texts. So that's just one way, more information for you as far as what type of reader they are. So while the QRI 7 gives you a lot of different types of assessments that allow you to see what type of reader your student is, we are only going to focus on finding out their instructional level or their reading level. And the way that we find that out is by figuring out their fluency levels as well as their comprehension levels. We are not going to figure out anything else right now. At a later date, I'll have another tutorial where I'll show you other tricks of the trade that you might want to consider using with the students you're working with. So the QRI 7 is a test that you have to give independently. You can't give this, within a group of 3. It has to be one-on-one. So I want to emphasize that part, and it is a little time consuming. It's not something that you would probably want to do with every single person in your class. But the reason that we use the QRI 7 is because it has a number of assessments that a lot of other publishers also have that are very similar. If you know how to administer the QRI 7, that knowledge can transfer over and will transfer over to any other type of reading assessment that your school might use now or in the future. So you might not use QRI 7 ever again in your life, but the knowledge and the skills that you gain by knowing how to give this qualitative reading inventory is going to help you with all the other types of assessments that you would need to give students, especially if you're teaching ELA or reading classes later. Okay, so what I like to start out with, and it helps keep me organized, is this page right here. So I made a copy of this page, and it's on page 91 of your QRI 7 book, and I basically checked off everything that I wanted to copy in preparation for the assessment that I'm going to give my son. So my son just started 1st grade. He's a pretty strong reader from what I've been told. I've never given him this test before, but from what I've been told, he's a pretty strong reader for his age. So I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so that's the first thing you did, all right? So make a copy of that, check off everything that you need. Then I made copies of the student word lists, right? And I decided to go all the way up to, I think it's 5th grade. The student list does not tell you what levels they're on here. You don't want the students to know what level they're reading at because it might make them nervous or upset. Who knows? Okay, so that's why they look like this. But I want to show you how it works. So you have the examiner's word list here, and this is where you do all the scoring. It basically mirrors what the students have, and you use the examiner sheet to be able to score and mark up the words that they get right or the words that they miss. So you want to have a set of both, okay? So I made several different copies, and like I said, I think I went all the way up to the 5th grade level for the examiner's piece, because you don't want to write in the book, because if you write in the book, then you're not going to be able to use it again, obviously, right? Because hopefully you can use this multiple times. And then I made the copies of the student word lists that go all the way to 5th grade. So that's what I did. The next thing that I did was I went ahead and made copies of narrative and expository passages that I want to see if my son can read them or not. And for him, because I know what type of reader he is, I read to him every night, reread together. I started him at the primer passages, not the pre-primer 3 passages, because I could tell that was going to be a little too easy. I am going to give him the word list at those lower levels though. So I started at the primer passages, and I went all the way and I copied all the way through the level 2 passages. The level 2 passages would be 2nd grade. So that's where I went. I don't know if I made enough copies. I'm hoping I made enough copies, but if he scores at the independent level in the 2nd grade, which we'll find out here shortly, then I would obviously have to continue administering the QRI 7, and then I would go up to the level 3 passages, and I would have to make copies of that and all that. So each passage looks like this, the copies that you want to make, okay? So let me give you an example. So I made a copy of Fox and Mouse. This is what the student copy looks like, okay? Looks like a little, what you would find in a book, okay? Again, it does not tell you the level or anything on this, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to print out the corresponding assessment where you're actually going to score, okay? The corresponding one. So this one should go with, let's see, yep, Fox and Mouse right here, okay? So it's all there. And then you're going to do that. Copy the student version, and then copy where you're going to mark everything up, okay, for each of the passages that you think you're going to have to administer. So that's the second thing you do. So I know that a lot of you are virtual. In fact, most of you are virtual. So because it's going to be difficult to get the parents to make copies of all this stuff, what I suggest you do is you download all the student copies like this, okay? Download them, and then what you can do is you can maybe share the screen through Zoom or Teams, whatever you're using. Share your screen, and then you can show the student version, and then they can look at the screen and read it out loud from the screen while you mark up the this part, okay? And that is one way to possibly give this exam if you cannot meet with them face-to-face, obviously. So if you have questions about that, I can help you. So that is the first step before you start anything that you need to do, is you need to get all your materials ready. So it's a lot of copying or downloading, depending on which direction you're going to go. As you can see, that's a lot of copies, right? But that's normal. And I may not have made enough of these copies because, like I said, I might have to go to 3rd grade. I don't know. We'll find out. Another idea I had as far as trying to do this virtually is you can, on a Nearpod, if you guys know how to use Nearpod, you could upload the student passages into a Nearpod, and that way they can flip through the pages, and then you don't have to worry about doing that, you know, if you're just sharing your screen on Teams or Zoom or whatever you're using. But Nearpod works well, and I'm sure you guys have maybe even other apps. All right, so this is Landon. He's my son, 6 years old right here. Landon, when's your birthday?
September 2nd.
Ooh, when's that?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Anyway, okay, so Landon, today we are going to give you a little test to see what an awesome reader you are. Okay? So you're just going to try your best. Some words are going to be totally easy for you. Some words might not be easy for you, but you're just going to try your best. Okay? So we are going to start. You see these lists of words right here? Yeah? We're going to start reading those, okay? And I'm just going to be writing some notes on this side, okay? So he's going to start reading these. And I am going to be marking up this, okay? All right, so Landon, I want you to start. You're going to start reading these words, okay? You're going to start here, and then you're going to go down this list, okay? You got it? All right, so say them loudly, okay? Say it loudly so they can hear you, okay? Go ahead.
Can I of me the in at with a he go to see do on was she.
Okay, stop. Okay, good job, dude. Give me 5. All right, next list. Let's go. Go for it.
Make same like all we were my work best play just some they people look to other place were under help.
Awesome. Give me 5. All right, so now we're going to keep going, dude. Okay, we're going to keep going.
Wait.
So, just so you know, I started scoring this. All right? I know there was like one word where he said, what did he say? I think he said where, but then he corrected himself to were, I believe it was.
Yes.
So, that was identified. But you know, he definitely got 90% or higher on both of these lists. It's obvious that he did. So I'm not even gonna worry about scoring all of this down here yet, because I can obviously do the math in my head. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next set of words. Okay, so Landon, we're gonna move over here. Okay, you are doing so good. Okay, and it's okay if you ask your students to slow down a little bit, because you know it's kind of hard to write when he's reading it like that. So you're doing great, but it's not a speed race, okay?
I know that.
Okay, all right, so let's keep going. Ready? Okay, here we go. You're gonna start here. Okay, you ready? Okay, do your best. Here we go.
Oh.
So I just scored the last word list, and I found out that he, on the word list at least, he is at the instructional level for first grade, okay? And he's in first grade, so that's great. So now I am going to start the reading passages at the primer level. So you want to go 1 to 2 grade levels down, whatever instructional level they scored on the word list. And the reasoning for that is you don't want to start out on a passage that might be very, you know, harder and more challenging for them. It just kind of makes them less motivated to, you know, want to participate in this. So we are going to start with a story that's called Fox and Mouse. So here is the student copy, right? And here is my examiner's copy. So as they read, I am going to be marking stuff down, okay? But before they read, I am going to ask him some questions just to see what his background knowledge is. Okay, because if he has absolutely no background knowledge on anything, then maybe we need to consider selecting a different passage. All right, so I'm going to start with the concept questions. You ready, Landon? Okay, so can you tell me what are seeds?
They are a thing that you put in soil.
A thing that you put in soil? Okay. Can you tell me more about that? Why would you put them in soil?
So you can plant a plant, but you need sun and water, and if it's an indoor plant, you put real water from your water, or you just if
Okay.
plant, you put a water.
Okay, that's a lot of information. Here you go. Next one. What do gardens need to grow? What do gardens need to grow? You probably already answered this in that first question, but go ahead.
Water.
Okay, so they
And
need
seeds.
water. Okay.
Water and seeds.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, and then the next
And
one.
sun.
And sun. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. All right. And then the next question is, what do mice eat? What do you think they eat?
Food.
They eat food. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Worm?
Huh?
No, wait. Never mind.
Maybe, right? Okay, so then you would do that little scoring thing on the bottom, and you guys can do that on your own. So now I am going to... Okay, so now he is going to read the story, Fox and Mouse. And what I'm going to do is I am going to be marking up his, if he has any errors. Fluency as he reads. Okay, so and then the other thing I almost forgot, very, very important, is that you put a timer on, because you do need to, the words per minute part is very important. All right, so Landon, you ready? Don't worry about the time, okay? This is not oh my gosh, I'm running out of time.
No.
Read it normally, okay? I don't want you to speed read through this, okay?
I know, but
because you want to try to understand what you're reading, correct?
Okay.
Okay, so hold on, I'm not ready yet. Hold your horses. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start my...
Okay,
Watch.
how much are you gonna time me?
It depends, okay? You take your time, so don't worry, okay? I just want you to read this and try to understand it the best you can. Okay, so if you read really fast, are you going to understand it? If you read really slow. Okay, so just read what? Normally, okay? You got it? All right, ready, set, go.
Fox wanted to plant a garden. Mouse helped him. They put the seeds into the ground. They watered the seeds. Then they waited.
Okay, flip the page.
One night, Mouse went to the garden. He dug up one of the seeds. He wanted to see if it was growing. The seed looked good to eat. It is only one seed, thought Mouse. Fox will not know who ate the seed. It says beans right here. Okay. The next night, Mouse went to the garden again. He dug up one seed and ate it. He did this every night. After a few weeks, all the seeds were gone. I wonder why the seeds didn't grow, said Fox. Mouse didn't say a word. So Fox planted more seeds and Mouse helped him.
Give me 5. Good job, dude.
Is that any more?
All right. Don't forget to stop your time. Okay. So just for the purpose of this assessment, I am going to assume that this was the independent level for him, because I think he only missed, let's see, one. He only missed one. He had a couple miscues, but then he corrected himself, so you do not count those as wrong. So anyway, so I am now going to ask him some comprehension questions, okay? So here we go. You ready? Okay. Where am I? Hold on. Okay. The first thing I want you to tell me is, what was the story about?
Fox and mouse.
Okay. Tell me, give me a short version of the story.
Fox and mouse wanted to plant a garden,
Mm-hmm.
and they needed seeds, water, and sun.
Okay.
It.
Is that all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, great. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you some questions about the story. All right? You ready? What did Fox want to do? What did Fox want to do in the story?
Grow a garden.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I am right now writing his response, okay? Next one, you ready? What did Fox and Mouse do?
Plant a garden. Duh.
Is that all he did?
No.
Can you explain a little bit more? Be more
He ate the
specific?
seeds. He went to Beanville.
What? Now he's making stuff up, okay? Because he's silly.
No.
All right.
It said beans.
Oh, it did say beans. Yeah.
Then why not at Beanville?
Okay, so you made it into Beanville. Okay.
Just pretend it's Beanville. Duh.
Can you tell me what else they did? What did Fox and Mouse do?
Wait.
What did they do?
Plant a garden.
They planted a garden, but can you explain that a little bit more?
They waited for it to grow.
They waited for what to grow?
Their garden.
Okay. And how do you plant a garden?
With seeds
Okay.
and water and sun.
Okay. So that's what they did, right?
Yeah, that's what they
Okay.
did. I
All
don't
right.
understand.
Okay.
This is like the
Sometimes you need to figure out if they're completely understanding the question, okay?
I am understanding.
So
but you're
I know
saying
that he understands, but he's not giving me the exact answer that's listed on this thing. So sometimes you can't give the answer away, but you kind of need to just probe a little bit to make sure that they do truly understand, okay? So, okay, next question. Why did Mouse dig up the first seed?
Because he was hungry. And actually, he was hungry and...
You can look back if you want. You want to look at the story
Okay, he
again?
was not hungry. He was just going to look to see if the seed was good. And then he decided to eat the seed.
To see if it was good? What do you mean, to see if it was good?
To see if it was good. That means that to see
What
if
ma-
it was growing.
Oh, okay. You see what I did there? I didn't tell him that, but that's the word I was looking for. All right. Good job, dude.
I
Okay,
want to show
next
you
one.
where the good is.
Okay, hold on.
It says, wait, dug up.
It's okay for them to do the look back, by the way. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it becomes
see,
a
it
memory.
says good.
Good to eat. The seed looked good to eat. Yep, you're right. Okay, so
What?
here we go. What did Mouse do with the first seed that he dug up? Do you remember?
Wait.
What did Mouse do with the first seed that he dug up?
Ate it.
Good. Awesome.
Hi, white truck
Okay.
has a blue symbol with the
Okay,
motor
hey.
coming to our neighborhood in the middle of rain. Bye.
Little distracted.
Instruction.
Okay, you ready for the next question? Why didn't the garden grow?
Because of the seeds.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Mouse eat them.
Oh, good. Mouse ate all this. You're right. Okay. And then the next one is, why did Mouse help Fox plant the garden again?
Because he also wanted a garden, I guess, too. And the seed looked good.
Because he wanted a garden?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the implicit questions, he got 1 right. Total is 6. So according to this thing, he's at the independent level here. So now we're going to move on to the next passage. Landon, You seem tired and you seem distracted. Do you want to go on to the next passage, or do you want to wait a little bit and take a break, and then we'll do this again, but for a different passage? What do you feel like?
Take a break.
You want to take a break? Okay, that's fine. Go take a break. All right? So it's important that you don't push the kids. When they need a break, they need a break. Otherwise, you're not going to get an accurate score. Okay? Yes. He asked if he could be on his iPad.
Hey!
Landon, what does celebration mean?
You're excited. It's like you're celebrating your birthday or you're celebrating a holiday.
Okay. All right. So how many candles are on a birthday cake? How many candles are on a birthday cake?
How old you turn, but if you're too old to have too many candles on your cake, you can just put a couple candles.
Okay. That's a good answer. If you're too old and it's too many, you can just put a couple candles. That's what he just said. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so now you are going to read, okay, this passage. All right, we are reading this passage. It's called that one. I'm not gonna give them any clues as to what these words are. Okay. All right. Okay. So now I am putting the timer on again. All right, Landon.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Wait.
Ready?
Focus, okay? Try not to skip lines. Focus, okay? You have to, right? I know it's long, but it's the last one, okay? Ready? 1, 2, wait, Ryan. Okay, just ready? Okay, wait, focus. Yeah, okay, 1, 2, go. A special birthday for Rosa. Wait, what, Rosa? Mm-hmm. What's her name? Rosa? Okay. Today was the day Rosa had inquiry. Close, okay, go ahead. Then waiting for her birthday, she was very happy, but she also felt sad. This would be her first birthday that she would collaborate. Wait.
Came to say goodnight to Rosa. They found her in bed, already asleep. Next to it had been the best birthday ever. 13 minutes!
Give me 5.
It took 9 minutes for me to read that.
Wow.